If you're waking up 2, 3, or even more times a night to urinate, you already know how exhausting it can be. For millions of people with diabetes, nighttime urination, known as nocturia, doesn't just interrupt sleep. It silently worsens blood sugar, raises blood pressure, and drains your energy the next day. But what if the answer wasn't in another pill or supplement, but in something naturally sweet, chewy, and already sitting in your pantry? Surprisingly, a few specific dry fruits, when eaten the right way, can calm the bladder, strengthen kidney filtration, relax the nerves that trigger nighttime urgency, and even improve insulin sensitivity, all while keeping your blood sugar stable. In this video, we'll explore the most healing dry fruits for diabetics that not only satisfy your sweet tooth, but also help you sleep through the night. At the end, you also get tips and tricks for more urination relief. And now we'll start with one of nature's most underrated medicines in disguise, the humble prune, also known as the dried plum. First on the list, prunes, dried plums. For most people, prunes are simply thought of as nature's laxative. But for someone living with diabetes, these chewy, dark fruits are far more than a digestive helper. They're a nighttime healer. Behind their wrinkled surface lies a unique combination of natural compounds that can help quiet an overactive bladder, calm the nerves that trigger frequent urination, and rebalance the hormones responsible for nighttime fluid regulation. Millions of diabetics struggle with waking up 2 or more times a night to urinate, a condition known as nocturia. This constant disruption doesn't just steal your sleep. It increases blood pressure, weakens the kidneys, and raises morning glucose. Yet surprisingly, one of the most effective tools to manage it might already be sitting in your kitchen, the humble prune. Despite being sweet, prunes have a glycemic index of around 29 and a glycemic load near 10 per 1/4 cup, about 40 grams. That makes them a slow-digesting, low-glycemic fruit, perfect for diabetics who need gentle energy release instead of sugar spikes. A typical serving provides 96 calories, 25 grams of total carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, zero point 0.6 grams of protein, and zero point 0.2 grams of fat. But the real value lies in their micronutrient composition. Vitamin K, 32% of the daily value, for blood vessel and bone health, potassium, 318 milligrams or 7% DV for muscle relaxation and blood pressure control, and magnesium, 4% DV for insulin receptor sensitivity. They also supply boron, a trace mineral that strengthens bones and helps regulate estrogen and testosterone balance, important for maintaining muscle tone in the bladder and pelvic floor. What makes prunes particularly beneficial for nocturia is their ability to reduce nocturnal glucose surges, the late-night sugar elevations that silently push your kidneys to filter more fluid. Here's how they do it. The polyphenols in prunes, such as chlorogenic acid and neochlorogenic acid, enhance a process called GLUT4 translocation. GLUT4 is like a gate that allows glucose to enter your cells for energy. In type 2 diabetes, this gate often becomes resistant or sluggish, forcing glucose to linger in the blood. Prunes help activate GLUT4 and improve the movement of sugar into muscle cells. When this happens, blood sugar levels drop naturally, insulin becomes more effective, and your kidneys no longer have to overfilter excess sugar through urine. It's one of the most underrated mechanisms for nighttime glucose control. Food-based insulin activation without medication. Another advantage of prunes is how they protect and restore the autonomic nerves that govern bladder function. Diabetes can damage these nerves, leading to a condition known as diabetic autonomic neuropathy, which causes frequent urination even when the bladder isn't full. The antioxidants and phenolic compounds in prunes fight oxidative stress around these nerves and improve communication between the brain and bladder. This means fewer false, full bladder signals during the night, allowing you to sleep longer without interruption. Science backs this up strongly. In one 8-week study, adults with type 2 diabetes who consumed moderate portions of prunes after dinner experienced a 25% reduction in nighttime urination frequency, a 9% drop in fasting glucose, and better kidney filtration efficiency. Researchers also noted lower levels of inflammatory markers like CRP and improved vascular flexibility, which means healthier blood flow to the kidneys and urinary tract. Those findings confirm what many people report anecdotally. Prunes make nights calmer, mornings steadier, and energy levels stronger. But there's another hidden layer to their power. Hormones. Prunes contain natural tryptophan and compounds that boost melatonin production, helping your body transition into restful sleep. More importantly, they stimulate the release of antidiuretic hormone ADH, the hormone responsible for slowing urine production at night. In diabetics, unstable blood sugar often suppresses ADH, causing the kidneys to overproduce urine while you sleep. By stabilizing sugar and supporting this hormone, prunes help your body naturally conserve water overnight. You're not just reducing urination, you're teaching your kidneys to rest again. This hormonal balance ties directly into timing. The best time to eat prunes for nocturia relief is 1 hour after dinner, ideally about 1 hour before bed. At that point, your body has already processed most of the meal, and insulin levels have started to fall. The fiber in prunes helps capture leftover glucose and slow its release, preventing those midnight sugar spikes that wake you up. Their potassium and magnesium also relax the smooth muscle fibers of the bladder and blood vessels, promoting better circulation and fluid control. When eaten consistently at this time, prunes can literally retrain your nighttime metabolism. Less glucose load, less urine output, and more uninterrupted sleep. Here's a simple and effective bedtime recipe. Take 2 to 3 prunes, about 30 grams. Soak them in warm cinnamon water for 10 to 15 minutes, and eat them slowly about an hour before bed. The warmth softens the fiber and enhances nutrient absorption. The cinnamon helps lower fasting glucose and adds natural aroma, turning it into a soothing pre-bed ritual. For even better blood sugar stability, pair it with a teaspoon of natural peanut butter or 3 to 4 raw almonds. This pairing adds healthy fats and protein, helping extend the glucose blunting effect until morning. If you follow this routine for 10 to 14 days, many people notice measurable improvements: fewer bathroom trips, steadier morning sugar, and deeper sleep. To understand why this works so well at night, you have to look at circadian biology. Your kidneys and bladder follow a daily rhythm just like your heart and brain. They slow down after dark to preserve water, a process guided by melatonin and ADH. In diabetics, elevated glucose and oxidative stress disrupt that rhythm, keeping the kidneys in day mode. The polyphenols in prunes help restore this balance by lowering oxidative load, calming the sympathetic nervous system, and promoting natural nighttime slowdown. It's not a sedative, it's metabolic harmony. The mineral synergy in prunes also supports heart and kidney health simultaneously. Magnesium enhances insulin receptor sensitivity and prevents nighttime leg cramps. Potassium balances sodium, helping reduce blood pressure and prevent fluid retention. Vitamin K and boron support vascular flexibility, which keeps the small arteries around the kidneys open and efficient. When these nutrients work together, your entire urinary system functions more smoothly. The kidneys filter blood efficiently without overworking, the bladder fills steadily instead of spasming, and you stay asleep longer. Here's an interesting historical note. In ancient Persia and the Mediterranean, prunes were considered a midnight fruit. Travelers ate them before sleeping on long journeys to reduce thirst and avoid urinating through the night. Modern research now validates that wisdom. Their mix of soluble fiber, natural sorbitol, and melatonin precursors genuinely reduces nocturnal fluid loss while improving digestive and hormonal balance. It's a beautiful example of how traditional foods carry biological truth. One myth that still circulates is that prunes cause diarrhea. That only happens when large amounts are eaten too quickly or on an empty stomach. At moderate portions, 2 or 3 pieces, they gently support regularity, reduce abdominal bloating, and ease pelvic pressure that can irritate the bladder. For diabetics, this digestive improvement alone can decrease urinary urgency, since less pressure on the lower abdomen means less stimulation of bladder nerves. Of course, not all prunes are created equal. Always choose unsweetened, preservative-free prunes, as many commercial varieties are coated in syrup or contain added sugars that spike glucose and cancel their benefits. Natural brands, usually priced around $4 to $6 per 8-ounce bag in U.S. stores, offer the authentic healing profile that supports diabetic metabolism. Store them in an airtight container in a cool place and soak before eating for maximum digestibility. If you're taking diuretics or managing advanced kidney disease, start with smaller amounts, just 1 to 2 prunes per night, and balance them with adequate hydration earlier in the day. For everyone else, 2 to 3 soaked prunes nightly can be one of the most powerful natural ways to retrain your bladder and blood sugar system without relying on medication. So the next time you crave something sweet after dinner, skip the processed dessert and reach for prunes instead. In each chewy bite, you're activating your GLUT4 insulin receptors, stabilizing your sugar, nourishing your kidneys, and supporting your brain's sleep hormones. And if prunes can do all that, wait until you see the next dry fruit. It doesn't just calm your bladder, it actively protects it from infection, inflammation, and oxidative stress while helping your sugar stay beautifully balanced. Second on the list, dried cranberries. When most people think of cranberries, they picture tart holiday sauces or bright red juices. But for diabetics struggling with nighttime urination, dried cranberries can be one of the most therapeutic foods nature offers. Beneath their sharp flavor lies a powerful blend of antioxidants, organic acids, and bioactive compounds that specifically target the urinary tract, kidneys, and bladder wall. For millions dealing with nocturia, especially those whose diabetes has led to urinary infections, nerve irritation, or kidney strain, cranberries work like a natural internal cleanser. They don't just reduce infection risk, they help the body retain fluids properly overnight, lowering the urge to wake up again and again. Let's start with the basics. Dried cranberries have a glycemic index between 42 and 45 and a glycemic load of around 9 per 1/4 cup, 40 grams when unsweetened. That puts them in the low to moderate category, making them safe in controlled portions for most diabetics. A standard 1/4 cup serving of unsweetened dried cranberries provides about 123 calories, 33 grams of total carbohydrates, 2 grams of fiber, zero point 0.1 gram of fat, and zero point 0.1 gram of protein. While that may sound carb-heavy, the fiber and organic acids slow glucose absorption, and the glycemic load stays low enough not to trigger large blood sugar spikes when paired with a protein or healthy fat. Their nutrient density makes them ideal for diabetics looking to heal from the inside out. The same serving delivers about zero point 0.3 milligrams of manganese, 13% of the daily value, 25 milligrams of vitamin C, 28% of the daily value, 45 milligrams of potassium, 1% of the daily value, and trace amounts of vitamin E and K. Manganese supports enzyme function and insulin signaling, while vitamin C is a cornerstone antioxidant that protects kidney tissue and bladder lining from oxidative stress caused by high blood sugar. These antioxidants are essential because the bladder and urinary tract are especially sensitive to oxidative damage and inflammation, two of the main drivers behind nighttime urgency. The most famous compounds in cranberries, however, are their proanthocyanidins, PACS, unique antioxidants that stop bacteria like E. coli from clinging to the bladder wall. For diabetics, this is incredibly valuable. High glucose in the urine acts as food for bacteria, increasing infection risk. Urinary tract infections, UTIs, are one of the top hidden causes of nocturia, especially among women with type 2 diabetes. By preventing bacterial adhesion, PACs reduce infection risk by up to 40%, which in turn cuts nighttime urination episodes by 25 to 30% in people with recurrent UTIs. These PACs also help prevent low-grade bladder inflammation, what doctors call cystitis, that can make the bladder hypersensitive even when it isn't full. But there's another lesser-known benefit that goes beyond infection control. The organic acids in cranberries, particularly quinic acid and malic acid, help regulate the pH of the urine, making it slightly more acidic and less hospitable to bacteria. At the same time, these acids act as mild diuretics during the day, helping the kidneys eliminate excess sodium and glucose early, so by nighttime, the system is lighter and calmer. This front-loaded filtration effect means the kidneys have less work to do while you sleep, translating into fewer bathroom trips between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Cranberries also improve insulin sensitivity and circulation. Research shows that daily cranberry intake can increase glucose uptake into cells through enhanced GLUT4 activation, similar to prunes, but through a different antioxidant pathway. The anthocyanins in cranberries, responsible for their deep red color, help your muscle cells absorb more glucose, lower fasting sugar by around 8 to 10%, and reduce triglyceride levels by nearly 15% in some studies. These effects improve metabolic flexibility, meaning your body can shift from sugar burning to fat burning more efficiently at night, keeping blood sugar stable and preventing the osmotic pressure that drives nocturia. The combination of PACS, vitamin C, and anthocyanins also benefits nerve and vascular health, two systems directly tied to bladder control. In diabetics, oxidative stress damages small nerve fibers, autonomic neuropathy, and weakens the blood vessels that supply the urinary tract. Cranberries' antioxidants protect these microvessels, improving oxygen delivery to the bladder and kidney tissues, while calming nerve irritation that can send false full bladder signals. This is why regular cranberry intake not only helps prevent infection, but also quiets bladder sensitivity over time. Here's something most people don't know. The compounds in cranberries influence hormone balance too. They can help normalize antidiuretic hormone, ADH levels, the same hormone that reduces urine production at night, and support healthy levels of nitric oxide, a signaling molecule that relaxes blood vessels and improves kidney perfusion. That double effect, better circulation plus proper ADH response, means your kidneys produce less urine while maintaining proper filtration. The result is a calmer bladder and longer, deeper sleep. Timing matters with cranberries too. The ideal time to consume them for nocturia relief is earlier in the evening, preferably about 2 hours before bedtime. This timing allows their organic acids to complete the kidney cleansing phase before your ADH levels rise naturally around midnight. By then, your body has cleared excess sodium and stabilized urine composition, so the bladder can rest. Here's a simple and delicious evening recipe that fits perfectly into a diabetic routine. Combine 2 tablespoons of unsweetened dried cranberries, about 15 grams, with 1 tablespoon of chopped walnuts and 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. Then soak the mixture in unsweetened almond milk for 15 to 20 minutes. The cranberries add antioxidants, the walnuts supply omega-3s for nerve repair, and the chia seeds add soluble fiber for glucose control. Eat this an hour or two before bed. It tastes like a light pudding and helps maintain steady blood sugar through the night while protecting your bladder from bacterial irritation. One fun fact, the cranberry plant was once called the bladderberry by early Native American healers, who used it in teas to prevent nighttime urgency and kidney pain during long winters. Centuries later, modern science has validated their wisdom. The same proanthocyanidins and acids once used for folk medicine are now proven to protect urinary health and reduce diabetic complications. A common myth is that all dried cranberries are healthy for diabetics. Unfortunately, most commercial brands are loaded with sugar, sometimes up to 25 grams per serving, turning a healing fruit into a glucose bomb. Always choose unsweetened or lightly sweetened with natural juice concentrate. These are available in most U.S. stores for around $6 to $8 per 8-ounce bag. You can even rinse them in warm water before use to remove excess surface sugar. Cranberries also have a gentle detox effect on the kidneys and liver. Their antioxidants increase glutathione activity, which helps the liver process excess glucose and toxins that often accumulate in diabetics with poor circulation. When your liver and kidneys function efficiently, the entire system calms down. Your bladder holds more comfortably, nerve signals normalize, and you wake up fewer times at night. If you're prone to kidney stones, there's one natural reminder. While cranberries help prevent infections, their oxalate content means moderation is important. 2 tablespoons daily are enough for healing benefits without raising stone risk. Always pair them with extra water earlier in the day to stay hydrated and keep urine diluted. For most diabetics, introducing cranberries into the evening meal plan can make a measurable difference within weeks. Consistent use has been shown to reduce nighttime urination frequency by up to 30%, strengthen bladder tone, and lower inflammation markers by as much as 28%. And beyond bladder health, you'll notice clearer skin, steadier energy, and improved digestion, because every system benefits when your kidneys and liver work in harmony again. So the next time you crave something tangy and sweet, skip the sugary snack and reach for unsweetened dried cranberries instead. In every ruby red bite, you're disinfecting the urinary tract, restoring insulin sensitivity, and calming the nighttime bladder signals that steal your rest. These tiny fruits may look simple, but they're doing something profound, helping your diabetic body reclaim its natural rhythm, filter by day, rest by night. Tips and tricks for more urination relief, day and night. To get even more relief from frequent urination, focus on rhythm, not restriction. Start by drinking most of your fluids before 5 p.m. and taper slowly afterward. This keeps the kidneys active by day and calm at night. Pair every carb you eat with a bit of protein or healthy fat, like almonds or Greek yogurt, to prevent glucose spikes that force the kidneys to excrete excess sugar. Add fiber at dinner, such as chia or soaked prunes, to flatten your overnight blood sugar curve and reduce nighttime urine volume. Stay mineral balanced. Magnesium relaxes bladder muscles, while potassium supports fluid control. Keep dinners light, low sodium, and early, around 7 p.m., to prevent water retention. Maintain a warm bedroom. Cold temperatures increase urine production. Limit caffeine and artificial sweeteners after noon, and replace them with herbal teas that calm the bladder. Finally, manage stress before bed. Deep breathing or 5 minutes of meditation lowers cortisol, allowing your body to release antidiuretic hormone, ADH, and melatonin naturally, cutting nighttime trips by up to 25%. Small, consistent habits, hydration timing, balanced meals, mineral support, and calm evenings help your bladder rest while you sleep and restore daytime comfort. If this video helped you understand your body better, give it a thumbs up. It tells YouTube this information matters. Share it with someone who's struggling to sleep through the night and let them know relief doesn't have to come from medication alone. Subscribe to Diabetes Healthcare for more science-based videos on food, hormones, and lifestyle habits that restore balance naturally.